Mash on This, Mashable's daily culture and entertainment show that gives you, was that her or was that Pat Benatar? I can't remember. Tomorrow's biggest news stories today. I'm your host, and Aaron Burnett with 5,000 paper cuts, also known as Dory Greenberg. On Mash on This, we give you a quick rundown of what we think is the best the internet has to offer. Did you miss me? Be sure to tell us what you think in the comments, and we'll get to them at the end of the show. I just got back from vacation. Now let's get into it. You know when someone thinks they're Susan B. Anthony, but they're more like Candace Cameron Bure? I think that's where Ivanka Trump is right now. German Chancellor Angela Merkel, Chinky as Eva, invited Ivanka to the Women 20 Summit in Berlin, where President Trump's daughter was met with boos and hisses after she tried to defend her father's so-called commitment to women's issues. Take a close listen.
The United States is one of the only countries in the world, the only developed country in the world that doesn't have a paid leave policy for the benefit of families. So that is something I'm very, very proud of my father's advocacy. Long before he came into the presidency, but during the campaign, including in the primaries, he's been a tremendous champion of supporting families and enabling them to thrive. The new reality of
you hear the reaction from the audience, so I need to address one more point. Some attitudes towards women.
Acknowledging the skeptical crowd, Ivanka was then asked to explain how the president is an empowerer of women, even though his past controversial statements show otherwise. So she used the daddy defense, saying that as his daughter, she could personally attest to Trump encouraging and enabling her to thrive. Ivanka then goes on to call herself a feminist, even while criticizing feminists for not being inclusive enough. I have a lot of feelings about this. First of all, I'm just glad that Donald Trump is a good dad, according to Ivanka. But now, Trump has to be everyone's dad, in a sense. And his track record and executive orders show that unless you are Ivanka, he really doesn't care whose daughter you are. And he especially doesn't care if you come from a poor, underprivileged, or foreign family. So, until all of the wonderful things that he did for Ivanka start to be shared with the rest of America's women, we're gonna stay skeptical. Somewhere between lock, stock, and two smoking barrels in Smallsville lies Tom Hardy, because the actor supposedly made some sort of citizen's arrest recently. According to some eyewitnesses, the Hollywood star was seen apprehending a suspected moped thief after chasing him action movie style through the gardens and a building site in Richmond, which is a suburb in London. Witnesses also quoted Hardy as calling the criminals a little S-word expletive and a C-word expletive, a favorite among the British. While the superhero tale of Tom Hardy taking down a couple of douchey thieves sounds awesome, it still remains largely unsubstantiated. However, according to a BBC report from around 10 a.m. Eastern Time today, a Richmond police spokesperson said, "We can confirm that there were two people on a stolen moped that went through a red light and crashed into another vehicle. The males ran off, and one was detained by, you guessed it, Tom Hardy." So, at this present moment, it seems like this is more true than untrue. And if it was up to me, I would have already given him the keys to the city, specifically my city, which is what I call my bedroom. Offers on the table. Soccer moms will be excited about this next story. Starting today, Google's Waymo self-driving minivans are now offering rides to real folks in Arizona. Waymo, the self-driving startup spun off from Google, is calling it an early rider program, in which residents of the greater Phoenix area can sign up on the company's website and receive as many free rides as they want. Sorry kids, only folks that are 18 years and older can apply, and only one account per household. But once you're accepted, all eligible members of your family can take the rides for free. And for you neurotic parents out there, you'll be happy to know that a Waymo test driver will be behind the wheel at all times. But the company says there will be as little human intervention as possible. Waymo has actually been providing rides for some of its employees for several months now, and they feel confident rolling it out to a slightly wider selection. But why Arizona? Turns out the Copper State doesn't regulate self-driving vehicles as closely as other states, which means less rules and more fun. Pew, pew, pew! It's the Wild West for self-driving cars, baby. So hot. According to a report published by Pornhub, in 2016 alone, their site got 23 billion visits. That's 729 people a second, or 64 million a day. Most of these visitors are busy with whatever suits them. But there's one dedicated Pornhub user that isn't there just to get off. He or she is there in the comments section weighing in on the quality of the bed sheets used in the site's videos. And here are a couple of these reviews. Here, they were clearly not impressed by these so-called dumpster sheets in the apparent low-budget clip. And then here's one where it was one of the more positive ones, clearly used in a very classy orgy. And then this next one is a review that it's like a call to action for porn producers. Step up your color game. It's ruining the experience. And lastly, they just want you to understand that he or she is a fan of the written word, which I'm assuming is a new kind of kink that I am not aware of. As a germaphobe who appreciates the finer porn in life, I'm a fan of this person's work and hope that he or she continues to get the recognition they deserve. But what do you think about the bedsheets Raider user? It's a screen name. Let us know in the comments. Speaking of Pornhub, remember when they asked their users to create panda porn to help with the regeneration of the panda population? Well, there's another endangered animal that needs some help in the bedroom, and it's one of the very few northern white rhinos in existence. This time, however, it's not Pornhub lending a helping hand, it's Tinder. The dating app has partnered with Ol Pejeta Conservancy in central Kenya to introduce users to Sudan, the last known male northern white rhinoceros. But he's been unable to breed with the only 2 females left. They're named Najeen and Fatu due to a number of issues, including low age and a low sperm count. So since these ladies aren't interested in going about things the old-fashioned way, Tinder created a dating profile for Sudan in the hopes of raising a hefty $9 million to fund in vitro fertilization efforts for the northern white rhino. For more information on Sudan's profile and ways you can help northern white rhinos stay alive, definitely read Katie Dupier's article about this on Mashable.com. There is a new batch of outrage. New batch of outrage? Did I say that right? Fresh off the internet. And the cause this time is a little surprising. It's a video ad from the hair care company Shea Moisture that was released last week. Some people might not pick up on why people are upset about it, but lots of others did. Take a look.
People would like throw stuff in my hair, and then I'd just be walking and there'd be like little paper balls in my hair. I hated it because it's like, oh, I have this, and people make fun of me for it.
It was lots of days staring in the mirror like, I don't know what to do with it.
I just didn't feel like I was supposed to be a redhead. I dyed my hair blonde for 7 years of my life, platinum blonde.
I didn't really embrace my natural hair. But then, you know, as I got older, I learned how to do it, and I learned how to love it. Shea Moisture, holy grail right here.
It just gives us all the results that we need. It's kind of that go-to product.
I think a good hair day is the best kind of day. I feel like I have conquered the world.
I love my hair. I love the volume. I love the curl. I love the texture. I love everything about it. Everything about it.
Everybody
gets love.
So this ad shows white women and only one woman of color talking about hair hate. And I'm pretty certain that I don't want to be a redhead isn't on the same level as I have a kinky afro and people are racist. The weird part is that Shea Moisture was founded in Harlem in 1991 and has a strong African-American customer base. So with this ad only including one woman of color, it is perpetuating whitewashed marketing. Naturally, the internet wasn't having any of it, and the tweets came pouring in. Oh, let's take a look. No, clearly they forgot for a second who buys Shea Moisture. And yeah, I agree with this too. Let's fight against it. And also, yeah, calling out Pepsi. Who could forget Kendall Jenner's fabulous ad? She was bamboozled. Immediately, Shea Moisture posted an apology across its social media platforms saying, wow, we really effed this one up. And to their credit, at least they apologized right away and didn't make up any lame excuses like other companies out there. united. But what do y'all think about this ad and Shea Moisture being quick to apologize? Let us know in the comments. You guys, the fight for basic human rights for women is still very much an issue in the world. Even in first world countries, it seems like female citizens just get no respect. And nowhere is that more evident than with this. Clear plastic jeans. These assaults on women's fashion showed up on Topshop's website, and they are charging $70 for them. Now, for those of you who have never worn anything plastic, just start wrapping your legs in saran wrap until it's in the shape of pants, and that's what it feels like. Not to mention that you also have to run around with your tuchus on display. So now you have to worry about your underwear also being on point, which is stressful. This is truly the dumbest piece of clothing I have ever seen, and the internet agrees. Let's take a look. I could not agree more with this person. These things will be fogging up more than Cape Disappointment, which is one of the foggiest cities in America with the most appropriate name. Also agreed, neither Carrie nor SJP would ever put these abominations near their bodies. Ugh. And yes, this person brings up a great point, Topshop. These pants are part of the plastic problem, not the solution for it, or for anything else, for that matter. Ladies, and maybe gentlemen too, I am begging you, please take those $70 that you're considering spending on these dumbass clear plastic things and donate it to a women's rights organization. The world and your sweaty, sweaty inner thighs will be better for it. End rant.